So 17 fences to be jumped this time, and they're running. And very closely grouped up front with Acarine just the first to show, from Oyster Pond and Beau Ranger and Classified and Carved Opal, and Bishop's Bow and Cathy's Lad and Broken Speech and W again, and the Tsarevich the back marker as they race towards the second. Oyster Pond in the lead from Beau Ranger and Acarine, and all safely over the second. Oyster Pond, whose rider is putting up 2-pound overweight, Graham McCourt, that's the only overweight in the race. And they all jumped the third safely, with W again now the back marker, and Oyster Pond the leader from Beau Ranger and Acarine, and Carved Opal in fourth. Then comes Cathy's Lad and Broken Speech, and Tsarevich making ground on the outside. Classified, and Bishop's Bow and W again. Oyster Pond going a pretty good clip from Beau Ranger in second and Acarine third. Then Cathy's Lad has gone 4 and Carved Opal 5. Coming to the next. The fourth, Oyster Pond, jumps it in the lead. And another plain one. Oyster Pond, Beau Ranger, Acarine, Carved Opal, the Tsarevich. Over on the far rail, Cathy's Lad being followed by Classified. As they come down to the fence, that'll be the second last on the next circuit, with Oyster Pond clear. Over the sixth, Oyster Pond clear of Beau Ranger, Carved Opal and Acarine and the Tsarevich. Then Broken Speech and Cathy's Lad with Between Horses Bishop's Bow, and over the next, Oyster Pond clear over the seventh from Beau Ranger, Carved Opal and Acarine, and the Tsarevich and Cathy's Lad and Broken Speech and Bishop's Bow and Classified, and finally W again. And still going a very good gallop in this third running of the Kennedy Construction Gold Cup, which was established in 1963 and first run as the Massey Ferguson. Running down to the eighth, and the bottom weight has faded quite swiftly into third, or second rather, as Beau Ranger takes it up on the outside, ridden by young John Hurst, with John Frankham on his outside on Carved Opal, Oyster Pond on the inner as they jump the water for the only time. Beau Ranger, Oyster Pond and Carved Opal and Acarine. Just in behind them, the Tsarevich. And this is the first of the two ditches. Beau Ranger landed in the lead from on the inside. Carved and on the inside, Oyster Pond, on the outside, Carved Opal, and Acarine Between Horses. As they come to the 11th, Beau Ranger lands in the lead. From Oyster Pond, Acarine, and then Carved Opal towards the outside. Then Tsarevich and Classified and Cathy's Lad. And Bishop's Bow making ground, then Broken Speech, the final ditch. Beau Ranger landed clear in the lead. From in second place, Oyster Pond, Carved Opal towards the outside. Classified making good ground on the inner. Acarine still there, so is Bishop's Bow, and then the Tsarevich, that's 5 out, and then Cathy's Lad. Broken Speech has got a lot to do, and W again is virtually out of it as they run downhill now. And it's Beau Ranger well clear of Carved Opal, who's moved into second. As they come to the fence at the top of the hill, 4 from home. Beau Ranger landed in the lead, Carved Opal was second. Then comes Bishop's Bow. Then on the inside, Oyster Pond, Carved Opal under pressure from John Frankham, and Beau Ranger clear, 3 out. Beau Ranger from Carved Opal. Beau Ranger lands in the lead. Carved Opal a faller. Carved Opal a faller at that one. Then it's Beau Ranger clear now of Bishop's Bow in second. Oyster Pond is fading, and Classified has moved into third, and Cathy's Lad's improving also. Round the home turn with 2 flights left to jump now, 2 fences left to jump in the Kennedy Construction Gold Cup, and it's Beau Ranger Ranger, being pressed all the time by Classified, and on the far side, Bishop's Beau, on the near side, Cathy's Lad. Beau Ranger from Cathy's Lad and Classified, racing to the final fence now, and it's still Beau Ranger and young John Hurst in the lead now, with Classified the challenger on the far side. Cathy's Lad is close. Beau Ranger jumps it well. It's Beau Ranger on the near side, Classified on the far side. Cathy's Lad is third, but Beau Ranger striding away as they race up towards the line. Classified still trying to put in a challenge, but Beau Ranger holding him all the line, and as they come to the line, Beau Ranger wins it from Classified. Second and third is Cathy's Lad, for Acarine fast finishing, and behind them was Bishop's Beau and Zarevich, and then the long-time leader Oyster Pond, and finally Broken Speech. And so the result of the Kennedy Construction Gold Cup, and as I call it to you, I'm looking down the course to see if John Frankham is on his feet after that fall with Carved Opal. First, number 11, Beau Ranger, owned by White Brothers Limited of Taunton, trained by John Thorne and ridden by John Hurst, the 8-to-1 winner. Second was number 3, Classified, owned by Mr. G.A. Rogers, trained by Nicky Henderson, ridden by Steve Smith-Eccles. And third was number 5, Cathy's Lad, owned by Mr. J.E. Clayton, trained by Alan Jarvis and ridden by Richard Lindley. Officially, it's a photograph for fourth place. I think we'll find Acarine has got up to be fourth, and certainly John Frank has got up to be Land Rover bound back to the stands after that fall on the favourite Carved Opal, which we can review as well as the closing stages with Julian Wilson.
Yes, the third last fence was what it was all about, because Beau Ranger was in the lead, made just about his only mistake of the race, but got away with it. But of course, Carved Opal, who was in second place and still going well, didn't. Look for the white face of Beau Ranger as he comes to the fence, jumps away to the right, screws badly, but his rider picks him up. His nose is on the ground there, and it's a brilliant recovery. But whether John Frankham and Carved Opal went into his heels, or whether he was just put off by the horse making the mistake in front of him, Carved Opal is down, paid the penalty. That was the end of his chance. That left the race wide open, because there's Bishop Beau in the inside with a good chance, Classified on the heels of the leaders, and John Hurst, who took it up soon after halfway, goes for his whip now and looked anxious. And Bishop's Beau going on the inside looked to have every chance of winning. And Steve Smith-Eccles and the third horse there, Classified, he hadn't asked for a maximum effort. But coming round here, Beau Ranger, the bottom weight, his rider, who's ridden 5 winners this season, they've all been on this horse, has him back on the bridle again, and he comes into this one running away again and jumps it brilliantly. Cathy's Lad moved into second place there and had a terrific chance. He made up a great deal of ground at the top of the hill, and here he had every chance. And here Classified comes back into the race again. But at the last, Beau Ranger again meets it absolutely spot on. For a moment, Steve Smith-Eccles on the far side on Classified looked as though he had a chance, but look at the way that Beau Ranger's bounded away up the hill. He's really stuck his toe up, put his head down and galloped away for a famous success, the biggest success in the career of his young rider John Hurst, who was so confident beforehand. Second